Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to more reading for the second time today on The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Now this chapter was chapter 4, the Use Your Slight Edge Allies. Now there are 4 allies that he mentions here in the Slight Edge chapter of, one is the power of momentum. The second one is the power of completion. The third is the power of reflection. And the final fourth one is the power of celebration. And he talks about, and the first one, the power of the momentum, is that with the slight edge, the idea of the slight edge is that you keep moving. Like I said, when I would mention the previous day that I realized that with my wanting to work out, I need to recognize that if I ever get hurt, that doesn't mean I stop all exercise completely. I need to be active on some way. Why? Because if we stop, then it's easier to stay stopped. It's harder to get moving. So once I'm already moving, already going, I want to keep moving. And the story of the tortoise and the hare was the slow and steady wins the race. It's not that the slow part was so important, but it was the steady. It's that he didn't stop, he didn't do anything, he kept moving. An object in motion will stay in motion. That's the idea of the slight edge. Normally the pitfalls, like he mentioned in the beginning, is that as we paddle from failure and get up to survival, we stop, we relax, we halt. And that brings us back down to failure. Whereas if we just keep moving, that momentum is what's going to bring us to success. So it's so important. He's like, you don't want to try and do all your tasks in one day and think like, oh yeah, I'm good for the rest of the week. No, it's the daily routines that change the way you think and the way you act and move yourself up that slight edge curve to success. The next one is the power of completion. He's like, this goes back that he doesn't want us to be dwelling in the past. And the thing about completion, he's like, look at all your undones, is what he called them. Think about all the things that you've started but never completed. We actually never let go of those. He says that keeps in the back of our mind and it bothers us. And it bottles up the past a lot. And he says that's the problem. The people that are on the success curve up, the future pulls them. But see, people that are on the success curve down, the past pulls them. And if we have unfinished products, they're pulling at us from the past and stopping us from moving forward. So we have to go back and complete them. And the idea about the slight edge is the problem is that we're going to have a lot of uncompleted tasks that can be daunting, and that's probably the reason they were uncompleted in the first place. That we never wanted to finish them because it was either too stressful to look at, or it was so big we didn't know what to do. And that goes back to the first one, the power of momentum. He says that we have an optimal growth rate. And so he shares a story of a lady that had so many boxes from when she moved in, just towering her basement. And she didn't know what to do with them. It's too much. And so she decided, okay, I'm not going to get it all done at once. What I'm going to do is every time I go downstairs to do laundry, I'm just going to grab one bag or one box and take care of it. And with time, she was able to do it. And that's how we can take care of our uncompleted tasks that we never finished, all those projects or whatever they were. We can go back, we can tell the person we're sorry, we can go back, we can say, I love you. We can go look at that project we started and we can just do those small things. Everybody wants to just get it all done now. Stop trying to get it all done now and just do something. Do one small thing and then do it every day. Build up that momentum that keeps you moving and going and builds up your confidence. A lot of the slight edge, from what I'm starting to read, is it's a change in confidence. It's a change in behavior. But you can't do that immediately. That doesn't just happen immediately. It happens, as he says, like it's just that slow build and momentum that gets us going. And then there's the power of reflection. And this, in some ways, ties back to having a mentor. And that what helps make mentors, or coaches, you could call them, so powerful is they're nonsensical? I don't feel like that's the right word. They're no nonsensical? They're no nonsense, essentially. But they don't care about your excuses. All they're going to do is they're going to hold up a mirror, tell you, look at yourself right now. What did you do today that got you where you wanted to be? And that's where he says, this is what's part of the power of reflection, is that every night, or sometimes it doesn't even have to be every night. This is the nice thing about it. But we have to regularly, steadily reflect. What did I do and what didn't I do? Did I have a lapse in judgment? Did I make an error? Did I do something right? Did I do something good? I wanted to do this. Did I do it? I did it. Or maybe I didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? Was it something simple? Was it something big? Are we allowing somebody else to control our time, our efforts? So we need to reflect. We need to have an honest look at our tasks that need to be done or what didn't get done. We need to reflect. And then finally, the power of celebration. And this is what a lot of people fail to do. I feel like this isn't a problem that I have myself. I feel like for me, I need to start building up that momentum. And reflection too. I feel like those two I really need to work on. I need someone that I can turn to. Like, this helps. Having to do these every single day helps me make sure that I'm reading every single day. Perhaps I can start giving an accounting of what I'm doing for exercising for the day. That might be something I can do to help me with reflection. But celebration. When we're children, we're told that we're celebrated on our first step. But then it goes on, and then we never hear any celebrations anymore, and we don't think about it. And then he shares the story of a wife that felt like she was completely disconnected from her husband. And she's like, I don't know if you love me anymore. I haven't heard you say you love me. And he looks at her and is like, I told you I loved you 30 years ago. Do you think anything's changed? And it goes back to the 40,000 no's versus 5,000 yeses. People are starting to realize that positive psychology is important. Positive psychological is important. We need to celebrate good things, especially for managers out there. They need to be trained and understand, like, you don't want to go looking around for what somebody did wrong. You want to go looking around for what somebody did right. And when we're going on this path of completion, of of success, and this slight edge, we need to do that ourselves. Not just for other people's, but for ourselves. We need to make sure that when we do something right, we celebrate it. And we say, yeah, I did that. That's part of the reflection. It's like, yeah, I did that. I did good. And I'm going to keep doing good. That helps build up that self-confidence. That builds up that momentum. All these things, they build on top of each other. And so it shows that he does know what he's talking about. He knows his stuff. And I'm excited for that. So I'm going to start working on finding a way. Maybe I can find someone, or I'll start it here. I need to start working on self-reflection, on the power of reflection, and do the power of momentum. I'm starting to do better. I feel like I've done a lot better with the videos this week, and I'm going to keep going. I'm getting really excited where this is taking me. We're reaching towards the end of the book, and I'm starting to decide on what book I need to do next in this series, and I feel like this is going to go well. But that's the goal. The power of momentum. Do something every single day. You don't stop, you do something every single day. The power of completion. Make sure you get those things that you've never completed done. Don't let things loom over your head. The power of reflection. Make sure that you're reflecting on what you did wrong and what you did right, especially. And that goes into the power of celebration. Make sure you celebrate the good. Be excited. This is a good thing that we're doing. And we can do it. We can be excited. We can do great things. So thank you so much on joining me tonight. And I will be continuing my path to be a millionaire, or my journey to be a millionaire. And I will be back tomorrow with more reading of The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So have a good night. Take care.